24 is just a perfect example of persistence. Hang in there. Don't give up. Keep working. Here you are, boys. Got a shot.
The caution comes out with 2 to go.
Hey.
And we will go to overtime. Heard from some folks who thought maybe overtime isn't the appropriate rule because this event isn't timed. Overlaps doesn't sound quite right. So we've got to come up with a name that properly describes the green-white checker finish at the end of the race.
How about at Bristol, just a good old shootout?
I think it's extra rounds myself.
How about at Bristol, checkers or wreckers?
And you know what Kyle Busch hopes at the drop of the green flag? He hopes wreckers behind him because, remember, you only get one shot at making this right.
I tell you, a guy that's sitting there poised, if he could get a little run on Jeff Gordon, is that 31 car. I mean, he was working on Jeff pretty hard.
He was better than Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon was protecting the bottom, and Burton didn't have enough to go around the outside.
Burton was being nice to him.
I'll tell you, Kyle Busch is my hero today, even if he doesn't win this race. Remember midpoint of the race, he called his crew chief, he says, "I'm an idiot." But he learned from that. He took care of his car. He had something to get the lead and did, and he's in a position to win it if he can hold on. But I'll tell you, he has really had a great race today.
There hadn't been a race that we've had this year, Busch or Cup, that he hadn't had a shot at winning. It's incredible how fast that car's been.
We'll use Fox 3D to show what happened to David Reagan between turns 3 and 4. There's Reagan in the 6.
Ooh.
Bump from Casey Kane.
There's no question that 6 car has been a pretty ill-handled driving car for David Reagan today. And, of course, all it takes is Kane getting the throttle, a 6 not getting the throttle, and there you have the results. We had a couple of our lead lap cars that elected to come to pit road, get fresh tires. That didn't stop the last time. Carl Edwards in the 99, Strimmy in the 40, single-file restart, lead lap cars only to the front of this restart.
You know, I'm not sure the 9 and the 6 probably were racing for a position.
Kyle Busch is trying to win his 4th Nextel Cup race. He's 21 years old. Jeff Gordon has won as many championships as Kyle Busch has won races. In Gordon's case, is it time for big picture racing, or will he run his young teammate hard to get the checkered flag?
I think he'll run his teammate hard, knowing he has about 70 lap pressure tires in that 5 car. He'll race smart, but he's going to race hard.
Checkers or wreckers, they will wave the green flag. If the drivers can complete the next 2 laps, we'll see the checker. If not, if the yellow flag comes out, the race is over.
I'll tell you one thing, Kyle Busch better not open that door.
Oh no.
Because what I really think could happen here is the 5 and the 24 could get into each other and the 31 goes scooting by.
And Darrell, it was pretty clean last time. You're on this older tires, this hotter tires. You got to be careful with that low gear not to spin those tires on this restart.
Yeah, you better have them cleaned up, and I haven't seen him really clean them up that much. Let's see what happens here. Holy cow.
Green-white checker, 2 laps to go. Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton, Greg Biffle, Kevin Harvick.
He spun them.
Gordon went out to the lead. There goes Burton on the outside.
There he
gets around Gordon.
Jeff Burton.
I told you, I thought that 31 was laying there in the weeds.
Now remember, white flag this time, 1 to go. He gets a run to the inside. I'm sure Kyle Busch will put the block on him.
He better be careful down here. Uh-oh.
It's okay. Hamlin's slow. No problem. Little touch.
All I can say is Kyle Busch better be glad that's
clear.
Jeff Burton behind him.
Yes, sir. A lot of give and take there. He's going to do a little bump and run here. They're going to drag race to the finish line. Yes. Kyle Busch in the 5.
I tell you, anybody else, Mr. Nice Guy was nice to the 5 car.
Spin in turn 1. Casey Mears after the checkered flag.
Darrell, you're absolutely right. Kyle Busch better be glad that 31 car was behind him, because there was a lot of give and take there.
Took good care of him.
Checkers, not wreckers. And Kyle Busch scores his 4th Nextel Cup victory, winning the Food City 500.
That 31 car, old school racing right there. Old school car, that's the way you race a leader, with respect.
Time to make the donuts.
talked about it earlier. Kyle Busch will always have the claim, nobody can ever take it away, that he won the very first race car tomorrow.
What about that 5 car, though? You know, it's got a history here.
Congratulations, Chevy driver Kyle Busch, for capturing Chevy's record-setting 600th victory in NASCAR's Premier Series, the most by any manufacturer. Chevy at American Revolution.
I love that.
That kid deserves to win a race this year. He really, really does.
Yeah, he's been awesome every race.
But I love that he learned from overdriving the car earlier in the race, refocused, got to victory lane.
And I can't help but think that man that he was racing is the same too, that where he went spinning backwards across the finish line at the end of the Vegas Busch Series race a couple of weeks ago.
Jeff Burton ran him clean. Kyle Busch wins at Bristol. Here's a look at the restart. Kyle Busch may have spun the tires, but Jeff Gordon did spin the tires. Jeff Burton timed it perfectly, grabbed the gear and got up there to challenge Kyle Busch for the win.
Boy, he's being nice to him. Oh, golly.
White flag, buddy, white flag.
He could have moved him.
Oh, yeah, he gave him every opportunity, but Jeff Burton's not that kind of guy, and I'm admiring for that.
Well, we talked about Jeff Gordon, big picture racing, leads here, the points leader of this 31 car. Jeff Burton, we're looking at right there. He'll leave here second in the points, so big picture racing there.
Hey, Jeff Green finished 6th.
How about that?
I know you came up short, buddy. That was a hell of a show, Green.
Down to victory lane and Matt Yoakum.
So many different achievements today. Hendrick's 200th NASCAR win. The first car tomorrow race. And Kyle Busch ushers in this era with his first career short track win in NASCAR Nextel Cup competition. What are you going to remember most about that restart and this race today?
That, you know, without Jeff Gordon and Jeff Burton being behind me, I would never have won this race. You know, I got to thank those guys a lot. Jeff, he gave me a break getting into 1 there. And Burton could have dumped me there in 3 and 4, but, you know, I think our Vegas finish, you know, helped me out a little bit with that. I had some brownie points to use up, so sucks I used them all up in one spot right there, but I really want to thank Carquest and Kellogg's and everybody on this whole Hendrick Motorsports team and everybody at the shop. That's 200 for us. That's 600 for Chevrolet, so glad we could do that for everybody, but I'm still not a very big fan of these things. I can't stand to drive them. They suck.
Well, the good thing is, though, you scored your first short track win. Steve?
Matt, a true sign of respect. Alan Gustafson, the crew chief for Kyle Busch, the first one to congratulate Jeff Burton, and DW said it, you were a true gentleman on the racetrack.
Well, I mean, you know, I wanted to win a race really bad, obviously, and but, you know, you knock him out of the way, in my opinion, you didn't win. And if you can't pass him without knocking him out of the way, then do the best you can. And I just, you know, he's always driven me clean, and that's try to return that.
Thank you, Jeff. Dick Berggren.
Jeff Gordon finished 3rd with a car that was terrible at many points of the race. The crew said it was you that produced this finish.
Well, no, it's always a team effort, you know, and I mean, if those guys didn't listen to me and you know, make the right adjustments, then it doesn't matter, you know, what I do out there. And I showed them what I could do with that car at the beginning, so it obviously wasn't me. You know, it's unfortunate we got that far behind. We really struggled yesterday in practice, and we fought really hard today. And we were fortunate. We stayed on the lead lap, you know, but I'm really happy for Kyle Busch. That's a great win. I'm glad he got it for Hendrick Motorsports and for Chevrolet. Great day for the DuPont Impala.
Congratulations. Mike?
A big day for Rick Hendrick's teams. I can't wait for Martinsville next week.
I think got a little work to do on this car, though. It's not bad, but there's some improvements that can be made.
Yeah, great day for Hendrick Motorsports as well as Richard Childress Racing. But how about Joe Gibbs Racing in Evernham? Looked like they may have had 5 of the best cars here, but you know what? You got to be here at the end.
Great day in Thunder Valley. Down to Chris and Jeff to close us out.
All right, guys, thanks. When push came to shove, Kyle Busch holding off a couple of classic Jeffs in Burton and Gordon. As you look at the unofficial results, Jeff, what's catching your eye here?
Well, I mean, when you take a look, it's got to be the fact that Dale Earnhardt Jr. got a top 10 finish today. I think this team really needed that, especially they've worked so hard. I think they've really struggled a lot with the car tomorrow. So them getting a top 10 today, I think, is huge for this team.
And fitting that the car of now for NASCAR, driver of the future, 21-year-old Kyle Busch, but still said in victory lane, hey, I don't care, I still don't like the way these things
Well,
drive.
I mean, he better get used to it, because next week we're going right back to Martinsville. He's got to do it one more time, but it's got to feel at least some kind of relief in his case, getting that victory in what I call the supercar.
Okay, so he's the first guy to do it in the new era, and will run 15 more races this year in the now car. Let's check the points. Remember, Mark Martin sat this out. Regan Smith in the 0-1 ride, so he falls back. Jeff Gordon is your new points leader. Jimmy Johnson, no 3 in a row for him, finishing 16th, but holding down 3rd.
Yeah, holding down 3rd, but I think the key thing right now when you look at and you back down through the pack is the fact that even like the number 9 car of Casey Kane got a top 20 finish here today, should move him up, I think, inside of the top 35 in the owner points, which is huge going into Martinsville next week.
Sports television losing one of its own this weekend. Fox and CBS longtime director Andy Kendall passing away after suffering a heart attack. He was a mentor to many and a contributor to his craft. His spirit will always remain. Also, our thoughts and prayers with the family of Lynn Jeffers, so Lynn passing away. Our thanks to all of you for tuning in. For Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers from the Hollywood Hotel. The car of tomorrow is the car for now. It's on to Martinsville. Thanks for being a part of NASCAR on Fox.